Matthew chapter 23 verses 1 through 12. Alleluia, Alleluia. You have but one Father in heaven, and one Master, the Christ. Alleluia, Alleluia. Jesus spoke to the crowds and to his disciples, saying, The scribes and the Pharisees have taken their seat on the chair of Moses. Therefore, do and observe all things whatsoever they tell you. But do not follow their example. For they preach but they do not practice. They tie up heavy burdens hard to carry, and lay them on people's shoulders. But they will not lift a finger to move them. All their works are performed be seen. They widen their phylacteries and lengthen their tassels. They love places of honor at banquets, seats of honor in synagogues, greetings in marketplaces, and the salutation Rabbi. As for you, do not be called Rabbi. You have but one teacher, and you are all brothers. Call no one on earth your father. You have but one Father in heaven. Do not be called Master. You have but one Master, the Christ. The greatest among you must be your servant. Whoever exalts himself will be humbled, but whoever humbles himself will be exalted. The Gospel of the Lord. Spiritual pride is most dangerous and the most arrogant of all sorts of pride. Samuel Richardson. Today's readings align with the observance of Halloween, and the remembering of those saints who have gone before us. During Halloween people dress up pretending to be something they're not. Halloween is immediately followed by All Saints' Day. Paul said in 2 Timothy chapter 4 verse 7, I have fought the good fight, I have finished the race, I have kept the faith, which is exactly what the saints have done. In today's reading Jesus speaks to the religious leaders of Israel who were given a sacred mission to shepherd the people in religious matters. Instead of living up to their mission, they put on of importance and prestige. They pretended to serve the people but in reality they served themselves. Jesus is not only warning church leaders, both present and future leaders, not to be actors or hypocrites but to be authentic church leaders. By extension this warning extends to the present-day congregants. Christianity is not just attending church services, it is living the life of a Christian. Doing so you can be the light of Christianity to your family, friends, children, co-workers, etc. As Jesus says in today's reading, therefore, do and observe all things whatsoever they tell you. But do not follow their example. In other words, they taught more truth about the law than they actually lived, but used the law they taught to obtain for themselves wealth and prestige. They didn't practice what they preached. They tie up heavy burdens hard to carry and lay them on people's shoulders, but they will not lift a finger to move them. As one congresswoman said during the pandemic, rules for thee, but not for me. We expect business and medical workers to be perfect in every way, yet we excuse our own failures frequently. You see, there is a bit of the Pharisees in all of us and we need to correct our own behavior before criticizing others. They widen their phylacteries and lengthen their tassels. Places of honor at banquets, seats of honor in synagogues, greetings in marketplaces, and the salutation, Rabbi. What are phylacteries? These phylacteries or prayer boxes were leather boxes containing scripture verses. Very religious people wore these boxes on their foreheads and arms in order to obey Deuteronomy 6 verse 8 and Exodus 13:9 and 16. But the prayer boxes had been made extra wide and had become more important for the status they gave than for the truth they contained. Jesus criticized the hypocrites for making them large for pride's sake. 23 verses 9 to 10, call no man your father, does not, of course, forbid us to apply this term to our biological father. Calling a priest father is a term of respect for his position in the parish as the most prominent religious leader, which requires a show of respect for his service to the parish. The Jewish teachers used the term father as a title because they supposed that a teacher formed the man, or gave him a real religious life, and they sought, therefore, to be called father. Christ taught them that the source of all life and truth was God the Father, and they ought not to seek or receive a title which properly belongs to him. Jesus again exposed the hypocritical attitudes of the religious leaders. They knew the scriptures but did not live by them. They didn't care about being holy, just looking holy in order to receive people's admiration and praise. Today, like the Pharisees, many people say they know the Bible, but do not let it change their lives. They say they follow Jesus, but they don't live by his standards of love. We must make that our actions match our beliefs. We must be certain not to become Sunday Christians who become something different on Monday. Psalm 118 verse 19, Open the gates of righteousness. I will enter and thank the Lord.